Welcome back, beautiful souls, chosen ones, and deep spiritual seekers, to this incredibly important energy update. Something monumental, something deeply transformative is about to be revealed to you today. Something that has been quietly, almost agonizingly building in the shadows, in the silence for a very long time, is now finally reaching its ultimate breaking point. You may have already felt it in the small, subtle signs the universe has been dropping all around you. Perhaps you've experienced sudden, unexplainable thoughts of someone popping into your mind out of absolutely nowhere, completely interrupting your day. Maybe you have felt an unexpected emotional pull, strange synchronicities, repeating numbers like 11 or 222, or that quiet, undeniable, intuitive, knowing in the pit of your stomach that someone is thinking about you intensely, even if they are not saying a single word to you in the physical reality yet. Listen to me carefully. This is not random. You are not making this up in your head. You are not crazy for feeling this invisible string pulling at your heart. This is dense, powerful energy physically moving toward a grand, undeniable confession. Someone out there is completely done holding back. Someone is finally reaching the absolute limit where staying silent feels physically and emotionally impossible. This is a timeless, intuitively channeled reading. So whenever you are finding this video, whenever the universe has guided your thumb to click on this exact message and hear my voice, know that it is perfectly aligned with your soul's energy right now. The divine has brought you here for a very specific reason. Stay with me until the very end of this message, because what is going to come through in this reading today is going to feel incredibly personal, deeply direct, and overwhelmingly real for your specific situation. As always, take only what resonates deeply with your spirit, and gently leave the rest behind for someone else. Right away, the energy I am tapping into is incredibly thick with longing and hidden desire. There is a profound heaviness to the silence that has existed between you and this specific person. For so long, you might have thought that their distance meant they simply did not care enough. You might have assumed that their lack of direct communication was a clear sign of their lack of interest, and that it was time for you to completely walk away. But the spiritual realm is showing a completely different reality behind the scenes. The silence you have been experiencing is not an empty void, it is a highly pressurized container. Inside that container, emotions have been expanding, multiplying, and demanding to be fully felt. The universe is telling me that this person has reached the end of their capacity to hide from themselves. They are preparing to step out of the shadows. As I connect with your spiritual guides and shuffle the energy, the very first presence that steps forward into your narrative is the powerful, deeply emotional energy of the Knight of Cups. When this beautiful, deeply romantic and sensitive energy enters the story, it tells me absolutely everything I need to know about the core of this person's heart. This is not a fleeting crush. This is not a shallow, surface-level attraction based solely on physical desires. The Knight of Cups represents someone who is literally overflowing with love, adoration, and deep spiritual reverence for you. On the inside, they are carrying a massive golden cup that is full to the brim with profound emotional devotion and pure love. They look at you and they see the ultimate ideal, their dream, their wish fulfillment, their perfect energetic counterpart. But you absolutely have to understand the deeply complex dynamic of this specific energy. While the Knight holds immense love in their heart, they have historically been incredibly guarded, fearful, and hesitant about actually delivering that cup of love to you. For the longest time, this person has been battling a massive inner conflict that has paralyzed them. They have been utterly terrified of true vulnerability. They have been profoundly scared of what it actually means to hand their fully exposed, beating heart over to someone as powerful, radiant, and magnificent as you. So, what did they do when the feelings got too big? They stayed completely still. They masked their deep, ocean-like feelings behind a thick wall of neutrality and logic. On the outside, they may have appeared completely calm, incredibly controlled, or even shockingly distant, cold and detached. But on the inside, they have been practically drowning in their feelings for you, fighting the current of their own soul. This emotional control they have been desperately trying to maintain for so long is finally starting to crumble. Emotions of this immense magnitude simply cannot be contained or repressed forever. The Knight of Cups is fundamentally a messenger of the heart, And this energy signifies a beautiful, profound emotional awakening happening within them at this exact moment in time. They are finally realizing that playing it safe, keeping their distance, and protecting their ego is costing them the one and only thing they actually want in this lifetime. They are waking up to the realization that their deep-seated fear of rejection is absolutely nothing compared to the devastating agony of losing you completely to someone else. The profound love they feel for you is no longer a passive thought. It has become an active, living, breathing entity inside their chest, and it is pushing them, urging them, practically begging them to finally step forward and offer you the undeniable truth they have been so desperately hiding. This is a person who has finally reached a crucial state of emotional maturity. They know deep down that they do not fall in love easily. They know that what they share with you is incredibly rare, perhaps a once-in-a-lifetime soul tie or a profound twin flame connection. They've tried every trick in the book to logic their way out of this feeling, to distract themselves, to convince themselves it wasn't real. But you cannot rationalize a true soul connection. You cannot put a logical lid on a profound spiritual bond orchestrated by the divine. And so, the dam is finally breaking. The Knight of Cups represents their heart, finally taking the reins, demanding that they mount their horse, cross the immense distance between you, and hand you their true, unfiltered, deeply romantic emotional reality. But a heart overflowing with hidden love is only one half of this incredibly intense and complex story. Because as we pull the next layer of energetic frequency, the momentum on the table dramatically and violently shifts. Moving into the mental space of this person, we see the absolute rush of the Eight of Wands flying into the narrative. If the Knight of Cups is their deep, hidden emotional ocean, the Eight of Wands is the lightning storm striking the surface of that water with incredible force. This is an energy of rapid, unstoppable, almost chaotic mental activity. This person is not just passively feeling love for you. Their mind is racing a million miles a minute, spiraling with thoughts of you. The Eight of Wands brings in a frantic, almost desperate level of intense curiosity, silent observation, and an overwhelming burning urge for sudden communication. This person's thoughts are entirely undeniably consumed by you and your energy. From the exact moment they wake up in the morning and open their eyes, to the moment they finally manage to quiet their mind and fall asleep at night, you are the dominant, recurring frequency in their brain. They are obsessively replaying old conversations you had together. They are dissecting every single interaction, every look, every text message you ever shared. They are staring at your pictures, religiously checking your social media updates, and asking about you in subtle, roundabout ways through mutual connections. Even if they have not spoken a single word to you in weeks, months, or even years, their mental connection to you is fully active, incredibly loud, and heavily distracting them from their everyday life. This racing mental energy is creating an intense, almost unbearable inner pressure within them. The Eight of Wands does not know how to sit still. It absolutely demands physical movement. It demands forward trajectory. This person is literally driving themselves crazy, trying to figure out what you are currently thinking, what you are truly feeling, and whether they still have a fighting chance to win you back. They are absolutely terrified that if they wait even one more day, one more week, you might slip through their fingers forever. They are completely haunted by the endless what-ifs that plague their mind at 3 a.m. What if you have finally moved on for good? What if you are seeing someone else who treats you better? What if their stubborn silence has finally pushed you away to the point of no return? Because they have been physically disconnected from you, they have been stuck in an endless, torturous loop of overthinking, projecting, and observation mode. But the swift, cutting energy of the Eight of Wands signifies that the painful waiting period is abruptly and permanently coming to an end. This energy represents numerous arrows flying through the air, completely unobstructed by any barriers. It means that the massive mental blockage that kept them frozen is being completely shattered. Their hesitation is being completely vaporized by the sheer urgency of their overwhelming desire to know exactly where they stand with you. They are currently rehearsing exactly what they want to say to you when the moment comes. They are literally having long, complex, imaginary conversations with you in their head, trying to find the absolute perfect combination of words that will make you finally understand why they held back so long. and why they are finally, irrevocably stepping forward now. This sudden, undeniable rush of communication energy is going to manifest in your physical reality very, very soon. The Sylvans is starting to feel incredibly uncomfortable, almost suffocating for them. It feels like a massive physical weight pressing down on their chest that they desperately need to release. The Eight of Wands is the cosmic messenger of the tarot, signaling that a long text message, a vulnerable phone call, a completely unexpected late-night email, or a sudden, face-to-face confession is currently hurtling through the ethers directly toward you. They simply cannot take the pain of the unknown anymore. They need absolute truth. They need absolute clarity. They deeply need to hear your voice and know beyond a shadow of a doubt that the powerful connection they feel so intensely in their soul is still alive, beating, and reciprocating in yours. And this incredible buildup of emotion and mental urgency leads us directly to the grand culmination of this specific reading. We have the deep, romantic, emotional devotion of the Knight of Cups, powerfully combined with the frantic, sudden urge to communicate brought by the fast-moving Eight of Wands. But what exactly are they coming forward to say to you? What is the actual, tangible goal of this impending confession that is rushing toward your reality? As we pull the final, grounding energy to anchor this reading, the profound, majestic, and structurally solid presence of the Hierophant steps onto the table, and let me tell you, this changes absolutely everything about this dynamic. This is the monumental, life-altering turning point in your connection. If this was just about a fleeting apology, a temporary emotional high, or a brief moment of nostalgia, we would see a much different, lighter energy. But the Hierophant brings a massive wave of undeniable stability, traditional long-term commitment, and profound, grown-up seriousness. This person is not returning just to dip their toes in the water or test your boundaries. They are not coming forward to play childish games, to keep things casual, or to drag you back into an exhausting, toxic cycle of confusion, hot and cold behavior, and endless uncertainty. The Hierophant signifies that their intentions have fully matured into a desperate desire for absolute structural solidity. They want to do things the completely right way this time around. They are looking at you and finally realizing that you are the specific person they want to build a real, tangible, lasting, and protected future with. You are no longer viewed as a temporary stop on their journey. You are the ultimate destination. This energy represents a very real offer of true, unwavering commitment. It speaks of a soul bond that is officially recognized, deeply respected, and profoundly rooted in fierce loyalty and unshakable faithfulness. The Hierophant is the ultimate bridge between the spiritual realm and the physical world. It means that all the intense, invisible spiritual energy you have both been sharing, all the telepathy, the vivid dreams, the wild synchronicities, and the deeply hidden emotions is finally crossing over into the dense physical world. They are preparing to make an offer that is completely grounded in reality. They want to lay down a solid foundation that cannot be easily broken by outside forces or internal fears. They have spent a very long time observing you from afar, and in doing so, they have fully and completely recognized your absolute, undeniable worth. They clearly see your high standard. They know beyond a doubt that you are a high-value, spiritually aligned, powerful individual who will never ever settle for breadcrumbs or half-hearted efforts again. The Hierophant proves that they fully understand this requirement. They know that in order to be allowed back into your precious life, they have to seriously step up to the plate. They have to match your high frequency. They have to come to you, not with empty, sweet-sounding promises, but with a real, structured, undeniable plan for exactly how to move this relationship forward. They are finally ready to be the partner, the divine counterpart, and the stable, protective force that you have always rightfully deserved. When you bring these three incredibly potent energies together, the romantic, deep emotional surrender of the Knight of Cups, the fast, urgent, communicative breakthrough of the Eight of Wands, and the serious, long-term, structural commitment of the Hierophant, the narrative of your current timeline becomes completely undeniable. You are dealing with someone who is completely and utterly emotionally invested in you on a soul level. They have kept this hidden behind a very convincing mask of stoicism and distance, but their heart has always been utterly yours. Their mind has now reached a state of critical mass. The obsessive, racing thoughts and the deep, paralyzing fear of losing you to someone else are forcing them to abandon their silent post. The sudden, fast-moving energy of communication is imminent and practically knocking at your door. And when they finally break their long silence, they are not bringing a casual, low-effort hello. They are bringing a serious, grounded, deeply committed desire for a real, traditional, lasting relationship. There is still a lingering, subtle energy of nervousness in the quantum field. Even though the Eight of Wands is incredibly fast, the Hierophant naturally requires careful planning and precise execution. This person might still be secretly terrified of your rejection. They might be waiting for the absolute perfect, divinely orchestrated moment to send that message or make that phone call. They do not want to mess this up under any circumstances. This is a very high-stakes moment for them, possibly the most important move of their life. But whether they are nervous, shaking, or terrified, the divine universe is relentlessly pushing them forward anyway. The spiritual current is simply too strong for them to paddle against anymore. They have to surrender to the connection. This reading is a powerful, screaming confirmation from your spirit guides that what you have felt in your gut all this time is completely and entirely accurate. The deep soul connection you sense in the quiet, lonely moments of the night is incredibly real. The profound love you feel radiating from their soul to yours across the miles is absolutely real. Nothing has been lost in the silence. In fact, the silence was simply the necessary incubator for their emotional maturity to develop. It was the crucial, required phase for them to fully realize that their life without you is incredibly empty, and that a life with you requires them to finally be brave, fiercely honest, and completely committed to the journey. So, my beautiful chosen ones, prepare your energy for this massive incoming shift. Ground yourself deeply in your own immense power and your own unshakable self-worth. You do not need to chase them. You do not need to reach out first or force the connection. The energetic momentum is entirely on their side now, and they are actively, rapidly moving toward you. When the beautiful confession finally comes, when that sudden, unexpected message appears on your screen and makes your heart drop, when they finally stand before you and offer the true, traditional commitment of the Hierophant, you will know exactly why the universe asked you to be so patient. You will understand that every tear, every moment of doubt, and every silent night was leading to this profound, beautiful breakthrough in your love life. Disclaimer: please remember that this tarot and spiritual energy reading is intended for entertainment and spiritual reflection purposes only. It should never replace professional, medical, psychological, legal, or financial advice. You are always the ultimate, powerful creator of your own reality, and you always hold the free will to shape your own destiny and make your own choices. Trust your own beautiful intuition above all else. Thank you so much for sharing your incredibly beautiful light, your time, and your radiant energy with me today. If this deeply channeled reading resonated with your soul, if you can physically feel this powerful shift coming into your 3D reality, please hit that like button to actively claim this positive energy. Subscribe to the community to stay deeply connected to your highest spiritual path, and drop a comment below. Let the universe know that you are fully open and ready to receive the real, committed, unconditional love you so deeply deserve. I am sending you all so much profound love, endless radiant light, and massive, beautiful blessings on your ongoing journey. Until next time, stay beautiful, stay deeply aligned, and stay perfectly open to the incredible magic that is rapidly coming your way.